Hi, my name is Viliami, and I'm going to be doing a little tutorial for you guys. And this is based on a request by my good friend here, Steve Kumar. And this video is going to be, I'm going to be talking about how to play by ear. And I'm going to be explaining the techniques I use to help me adapt to almost any songs that I like to play. So the first thing is that you need to, for me, is that you need to identify what's the key of the song, and then from there on, you move on to learning the scale of that song. And once you know the scale, you have to identify the three basic chords, and that's what I'm going to be talking about mostly on this video. So say for example, so first you have to know the key, what the key is, and then know the steps in the scale, and most importantly, know the three basic chords. So from there on. So let's say I'm going to be playing, let's say if you want to play a song and that song is in key G. So this would be a G right here. And then from there on, try to identify what's the scale. You don't really necessarily have to master it, but for the sake of knowing the three chords, you have to know it. So this is G, right? The scale of key G would be from here. So right, so you know that. Next step is to identify the ones and fours and fives of that scale. And let me explain it to you. So if you're playing in key G, then G would be your number one. Next, you have to find out what's the four. And by four, I mean what's the number four for key G. So go by the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So four would be C. And then the next chord would be number 5. What's the number 5 of key G? And this would be your number 5. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to memorize, try to know that. What's the number 4? And then 5. So those are the three basic chords you need to know. The ones and fours and fives of every scale. Okay? Okay, so once you know what's the ones and fours and fives, identify what's the chord for that. Here's an example. If this is your number 1, G, and then try to play the whole chord for that. If this is G, then this would be the G chord. Okay? So, next step, finding out your number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, the number 4 is C. Now try to play C. Now, in this case, here it is. This would be your C in bar chords. And then play number 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, your number 5 is D. Play the D chord. So let me just play the ones and fours and fives for every chord. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. So, when you get all those three locked in your mind, you can pretty much play any song. So, 1, 4, 5, 4, 1, 4, 5, 4, 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. Okay? So, I'm going to be, okay, Steve, can you name me a song?
Okay, let's sing. Listen to the rhythm.
Alright. Don't necessarily know the words, but I can just follow along with I'll just hum you the melody. for that song that Steve just gave me. Again, he just gave me that out of the blue, but I'm able to play it because I know the three basic chords. So if you master the three basic chords, you can play almost any songs. So I challenge you. For me, if you want to exercise the three chords, it'll be boring if you just go like this: 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 1. If you exercise like that, you can bore yourself out. So the way I exercise, I like to identify a song that would actually help you exercise those three chords. So La Bamba would be the ideal song to practice this song. If you guys know La Bamba. Just go back and forth. So if you can sing La Bamba for like 20 times a day, you'll end up knowing any chord, all of those three basic chords. So apply that to any key. So this is key G right here. If I'm playing by A, try to identify the A's, the ones and fours and fives of key A, but in the same finger pattern. All right. Now last but not least, here's another way of easily identifying your ones and fours and fives. If your ones happen to be on this string right here, on the first string, then naturally your number 4 would be right under, and then 2 steps from there would be your number 5. Okay, so once again, this is your G, this is your number 1. Right under it would naturally be your number 4, which is C, and then 2 steps from there would be your number 5. You apply that to any key, as long as if your number 1 is in the first string, you can easily identify your 1s, 4s, and 5s. So if I want to play by F, here would be your number 1. F,
Yes, George?
1, 4,
We
5,
need some practice.
4, 1.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess if you master everything that I've just been talking about this video, then I'm pretty sure you can learn any songs. You can adapt to any song you like, as long as you know the 3 basic chords. Some people would like to know the chords just by learning the letters, and which is good. It's good for musicianship. But if you want to play by ear, try to learn the 1s and 4s and 5s. It'll be good to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great.